Hello everyone, this is Earth Archives. There were many ace pilots in World War II, but when it comes to why Hans-Ulrich Rudel, the king of Stukas and the winner of Nazi Germany's highest honor, became the Soviet Union's mortal enemy, let's get to know his story today. Before the show starts, please subscribe, share, and turn on the little bell. This will help us grow faster. Without further ado, the show begins. Early life and rise to prominence. Hans-Ulrich Rudel was born on July 2, 1916, in Konradswaldau, a small town in what was then the German Empire. Rudel's early years were marked by a fascination with adventure and a strong sense of duty, traits that would later define his career. Growing up, Rudel was captivated by stories of World War I aviators, dreaming of the day he could take to the skies himself. As a young man, Rudel joined the Hitler Youth, an organization that played a significant role in shaping his nationalist beliefs and military aspirations. His athleticism and dedication set him apart, and he quickly rose through the ranks. By the time he was old enough to enlist, Rudel was determined to become a pilot, driven by an unyielding passion for aviation. Rudel's initial attempts to join the Luftwaffe were met with setbacks. Despite his eagerness, his superiors doubted his suitability as a pilot, citing a perceived lack of aptitude for flying. Undeterred, Rudel persisted, completing his training as an observer in 1938. It was a modest beginning for someone who would soon become one of the most legendary pilots in history. The baptism of fire. When World War II erupted in 1939, Rudel found himself in the thick of the action. His early assignments were far from glamorous, as he was relegated to reconnaissance missions over Poland. However, Rudel's keen eye for detail and relentless work ethic did not go unnoticed. He yearned for a more active role in the conflict, longing to prove his worth as a pilot. Rudel's breakthrough came during the invasion of Norway in 1940. Assigned to a dive bomber squadron, Rudel finally had the opportunity to demonstrate his prowess. The Luftwaffe's Junkers Ju-87 Stuka dive bombers, known for their precision and psychological impact, were the perfect fit for Rudel's aggressive flying style. It was here that he began to develop the techniques that would make him a formidable force in the air. The Eastern Front beckons. In 1941, Operation Barbarossa, the German invasion of the Soviet Union, marked a turning point in Rudel's career. The vast and brutal Eastern Front provided ample opportunities for him to showcase his skills. Rudel's exceptional ability to destroy enemy tanks, supply lines, and fortifications earned him a fearsome reputation among both his comrades and his adversaries. Rudel's most notable achievement came during the Battle of Stalingrad, where his relentless attacks on Soviet positions played a crucial role in the German advance. Flying multiple sorties a day, often under intense anti-aircraft fire, Rudel's precision and bravery were nothing short of legendary. He was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves, swords, and diamonds, Germany's highest military honor, for his extraordinary contributions. The Stuka Ace. Rudel's exploits on the Eastern Front were the stuff of legend. He became the highest-scoring dive bomber pilot in history, credited with destroying over 500 Soviet tanks, numerous bridges, artillery pieces, and even a battleship. His uncanny ability to hit targets with pinpoint accuracy made him a linchpin in the Luftwaffe's strategy. Despite his many successes, Rudel's career was not without its challenges. He was shot down multiple times, suffering injuries that would have grounded most pilots. Yet, Rudel's resilience and determination saw him return to the cockpit time and again. His ability to survive and thrive under such extreme conditions earned him the nickname, Stuka King. The twilight of the Luftwaffe. As the war dragged on, the fortunes of the Luftwaffe began to wane. The once dominant German Air Force faced increasingly sophisticated Allied aircraft and anti-aircraft defenses. The Stuka, once a symbol of terror and precision, became vulnerable to faster and more agile enemy fighters. Rudel's prowess, however, remained undiminished. He continued to rack up impressive numbers of destroyed enemy vehicles, adapting his tactics to the changing battlefield. His personal aircraft, a Ju-87G equipped with powerful cannons, became a formidable tank buster. Rudel's ability to adapt and innovate kept him at the forefront of the Luftwaffe's efforts, even as the tide of war turned against Germany. The final stand. By 1944, the situation for Nazi Germany was becoming increasingly desperate. The Eastern Front was collapsing under the weight of the Soviet advance, and the Allies were making significant inroads in Western Europe. Despite the dire circumstances, Rudel continued to fight with unwavering determination. One of Rudel's most remarkable feats occurred during this period. In November 1944, he led a daring attack on a Soviet armored column, destroying multiple tanks and delaying the enemy advance. During the mission, Rudel's aircraft was hit, and he was forced to crash land behind enemy lines. Despite his injuries, he evaded capture and made his way back to German-held territory, a testament to his resilience and survival skills. Injury and return. Rudel's luck finally ran out in early 1945 when he was severely injured in combat. His right leg was amputated below the knee, a devastating blow for any pilot. Yet, true to his indomitable spirit, Rudel refused to be grounded. He insisted on returning to the front lines, flying combat missions with a prosthetic leg. This remarkable determination made him a symbol of defiance and perseverance in the face of overwhelming odds. Rudel's final missions were flown in the chaotic closing months of the war. Despite the near-total collapse of the German military, he continued to attack Soviet forces with the same ferocity that had defined his career. His last combat sortie took place on May 8, 1945, the very day Germany surrendered. Rudel's war had come to an end, but his legacy was far from over. Post-war trials and tribulations. The end of World War II saw Rudel captured by American forces. He spent several years as a prisoner of war before being released in 1948. Rudel's post-war life was marked by controversy and difficulty. His unwavering loyalty to the Nazi regime and his public admiration for Adolf Hitler made him a polarizing figure. Rudel never renounced his beliefs, which limited his opportunities and invited widespread criticism. Despite these challenges, Rudel found a new purpose in his post-war years. He became a vocal advocate for veterans' rights, working to support former soldiers and their families. Rudel also wrote extensively about his wartime experiences, publishing several books that provided insight into the life of a combat pilot. His most famous work, Stuka Pilot, became a bestseller and remains a significant account of aerial warfare. A controversial legacy. Rudel's legacy is a complex and contentious one. On one hand, his achievements as a pilot are undeniably impressive. His skill, bravery, and relentless determination set him apart as one of the most decorated and successful aviators in history. On the other hand, his unrepentant support for the Nazi regime and his refusal to condemn its atrocities cast a long shadow over his legacy. Rudel's post-war writings and public statements often glorified the German war effort and downplayed the regime's crimes. This stance alienated many and ensured that Rudel remained a controversial figure until his death. Yet, for aviation enthusiasts and military historians, Rudel's tactical innovations and combat achievements continue to be studied and admired. Final years and death. Hans-Ulrich Rudel spent his final years in South America, where he found a community of like-minded individuals. He continued to write and speak about his wartime experiences, maintaining a presence in the aviation and veteran communities. Rudel's health declined in the 1970s, but he remained active and engaged until his death on December 18, 1982. Rudel's passing marked the end of an era. He was buried in Dornhausen, Germany, with full military honors, a testament to his enduring impact on military aviation. For some, Rudel was a hero and a symbol of unwavering commitment. For others, he was a reminder of the darker aspects of history that should never be forgotten. The Stuka King in retrospect. Reflecting on the life of Hans-Ulrich Rudel is a challenging endeavor. His wartime exploits, characterized by extraordinary bravery and unparalleled skill, are remarkable by any measure. Rudel's ability to destroy over 500 tanks and countless other targets made him a pivotal figure in the Luftwaffe and a formidable opponent on the battlefield. Yet, Rudel's unyielding loyalty to the Nazi regime and his refusal to acknowledge its crimes cannot be overlooked. His controversial post-war stance and public statements serve as a stark reminder of the moral complexities that often accompany historical figures of great accomplishment. Rudel's life and career offer valuable lessons in both the capabilities and limitations of military power. His story is one of innovation, courage, and resilience, but also of the perils of ideological extremism and the enduring impact of war. As we study his legacy, we are reminded of the importance of critical reflection and the need to remember history in all its complexity. Rudel's impact on modern aviation. The tactical innovations and techniques developed by Rudel and his contemporaries continue to influence modern military aviation. The precision and effectiveness of Rudel's dive bombing tactics laid the groundwork for the development of close air support strategies used by air forces around the world today. The emphasis on pilot training, aircraft adaptability, and coordination between air and ground units remains a cornerstone of military doctrine. Rudel's story also highlights the evolution of aircraft technology. The transition from propeller-driven planes like the Ju-87 Stuka to jet-powered aircraft revolutionized air combat and reshaped the landscape of modern warfare. The lessons learned from the successes and failures of World War II aviators continue to inform the design and deployment of contemporary military aircraft. Conclusion. Hans-Ulrich Rudel's life and career are a testament to the complex interplay of skill, ideology, and history. His achievements as a pilot are undeniable, and his contributions to military aviation are significant. However, his unwavering support for the Nazi regime and his refusal to condemn its actions serve as a stark reminder of the moral complexities that often accompany historical figures of great accomplishment. Rudel's story is one of innovation, courage, and resilience, but also of the perils of ideological extremism and the enduring impact of war. As we study his legacy, we are reminded of the importance of critical reflection and the need to remember history in all its complexity. In the end, Hans-Ulrich Rudel remains a figure of fascination and controversy. His life and career offer valuable lessons for military historians, aviation enthusiasts, and anyone interested in the intricate tapestry of human history. As we look to the future, the story of the Stuka King continues to resonate, reminding us of the enduring power of the human spirit and the complexities of the past.